Very, very important.
That is.
I'm just literally this morning started writing the chapter in my new book, Climate Capitalism, on agriculture. The role of agriculture in emitting carbon, both because what we are doing today in agriculture is decarbonizing the soil.
Yep.
Remember when the pioneers came across that 10 feet of thick black dirt? That was carbon, young coal, if you will. And it's now down to inches worth because we have decarbonized the soil. We are also denitrifying the soil. By spreading nitrogen, artificial nitrogen fertilizer around, we kill off the little microbes that otherwise held nitrogen in the soil, fixed nitrogen in the soil, and it evaporates. Nitrogen, oxides of nitrogen are a greenhouse gas. The mechanization that we use in conventional agriculture, the transportation we use in conventional agriculture, all of the aspects of the way in which we're doing agriculture now are unsustainable. We need to change that for a variety of reasons. Agriculture uses most of the water in the country. Much of much of the electricity that we use goes to pump water for agriculture. Switching to organics is the best way to begin to recarbonize the soil, build soil health, tilth, and when you do it through organizations like yours, farmer-owned cooperatives, keeping people on the land, keeping the eyes to acres ratio healthy. Similarly, good grazing practices. When a cow nibbles grass, the roots slough carbon. And if you graze using Alan Savory holistic management style, then you're putting carbon back into the soil. None of this is promoted in our federal government's policies on agriculture.
Sure.
It is promoted by Chicago Climate Exchange's carbon credits. I was down in the south of Iowa giving a speech with a guy from the Iowa Farm Bureau, and I thought, oh, geez, I'm going to get massacred. And he said, I don't know about all this sustainability stuff, but I tell you what, my farmer members are real fans now of organic agriculture because we're getting paid by Chicago Climate Exchange to convert to organics. I'm like,
well, but I want this is a Hunter makes excellent points, but this is again, we've talked more policy stuff than I thought we were going to talk, but the whole issue of agricultural carbon, soil carbon, is another. It's a very vexed area because of the challenges in measuring, the ability to accurately calculate. I said when you buy an offset, it's measurable. There are smart guys doing a lot of work around soil carbon and how we can measure it and how we value it, and how we make sure it's additional. Because I'll simply offer the view that there's some CCX carbon credits that aren't additional. That results from that just as business as usual getting value. So you want to make sure.
And you know what? I don't give a damn. If by doing that, by allowing people to get carbon credits for business as usual, you start to shift business as usual more in the direction of organics, and you begin bringing people into the mix who otherwise wouldn't be there if you said, nope, you can't have it because you might not have done it anyway.
Well, that's a fair point. On this one, I'm probably a little bit more of a purist than Hunter, but
I don't know about that.
But the issue.
Hey, hypocrisy is the first step to real change.
Acknowledging the hypocrisy, maybe.
But the issue, the really interesting issue, if you put a price on carbon, if there's huge opportunities in agriculture for soil carbon, also in forestry. Internationally, forest deforestation is 20% of the greenhouse gases that are going up. So this is really important stuff. But if you're going to put a price on carbon, and if you don't get it right on soil carbon, and all of a sudden those soil carbon credits are far easier to get, reduces the value of carbon than renewable energy and other ways of reducing carbon get crowded out of the market. So no one's really smart enough to know how it's all going to work. So partly it's going to.
Yeah, we are.
Well, Hunter is.
I'm not.
But,
no, you know, seriously, if we all just sat down, thought about it, and this is what Gold Standard and these other certification bodies have done, is to think about, okay, what are the ways people are cheating? How do we block that loophole? Ready, fire, aim. You know, we are in an absolute crisis. We are losing life as we know it on the planet. Read Global Biodiversity Outlook 3, issued about a month and a half ago. We're losing life as we know it on the planet. We don't have time to think about it until we absolutely have it right. Try stuff, let it fail, fix it, fail fast, let's go.
Well, Hunter makes the point that every solution simply establishes the next problem you got to solve.
Right, and it's an evolution.
And people who get upset about cap and trade because it's not going to be right at the outset, I think, are asking for something unreasonable. Of course it's not.
No, they have a vested interest in the system the way it is now, and they want to just leave it be.
And that's all the more reason why we need to be
Entrepreneurial.
we need to be pushing the envelope, and we need to be moving forward and be detached from what the current situation is, because it's going to change tomorrow. I mean, you can't plan for tomorrow for the exact things to happen the way they are.
Joe, you've been trying to get in.
I want to say that, think about how the market for organics has grown, and that's because people started asking for organics and they're willing to pay a little more. The same thing can happen with renewable energy. The more people ask for it, the more people are willing to pay somewhat of a premium for it if it takes that. If it doesn't, all much the better. That's what's going to evolve this market in that direction.
So
Here's another scheme you guys can put in place. We've got it here in Boulder. It was invented in Berkeley. It's called Berkeley First. It's now called PACE, Property Assisted Clean Energy. And what it is the county sets up a fund, county, city, state, sets up a fund. You go, you get the money to put efficiency or renewables on your house or office, or you pay it back out of a slight increase to your property tax, not your neighbors if they don't choose to participate. But because you're cutting your energy bill, you get a very nice net present value. This was done in Sonoma County starting in January of '09. Between January of '09 and September of '09, construction trades in Sonoma County went up 8.4%. In immediately adjacent Napa County, where they did not have the program, they went down 3%. Again, we want to turn this recession around, put people back to work. We have the tools. Make sure your jurisdiction has this property assessed clean energy.